Hi everybody, we have an Australian Labradoodle puppy litter update video for you. These are the Australian Labradoodle puppies from our dipped in chocolate litter, and these little puppies are 1 week old. In today's video, we're going to let you meet each one of them up close and personal. We're going to give you information on them about their weight gain, milestones that they've reached this past week, give you a little update on Tippy, and also give you some information about getting your home ready to welcome your new Australian Labradoodle puppy from Van Isle Doodles. Hi, I'm Claire, and today we have our beautiful mama Tippy here with her 6 gorgeous Australian Labradoodle puppies. These puppies are all multi-gen Australian Labradoodles, and their papa is Dakota. And in this litter we have all chocolates in lots of different patterns. Oh, and Tippy says she's going to sit up to make sure everybody can see her, how beautiful she is, and what a fabulous job she's doing with her puppies. Tippy's a wonderful mom. This is her 2nd litter. She's well accustomed to being an Australian Labradoodle mama dog, and she's doing really a lovely job. And you'll see in front of me we have a towel here. And the reason for that is because Tippy is at the stage where she likes to dig in her box. So why do dogs dig in their box? And why do we care? Well, what happens is they dig the carpet up like this, and they tend to get it all up in a big mess. The puppies get covered in it, which isn't ideal. And then the puppies are on this slippery surface. So when they're trying to nurse, their back legs are going like that because they can't get any purchase. And that is a stress on their hip joints. So hip dysplasia is partially genetic, and of course that's why we test all of our breeding dogs to make sure their hips are good. But it is largely environmental. It is more environmentally caused than it is genetics. And that comes from poor nutrition. And by poor nutrition, I don't mean a lack of adequate nutrition. You could be buying a really good, high quality kibble and still not be giving your dog good nutrition, and also inappropriate exercise. So all of these things are things we'll discuss later as the weeks go by with these puppies. But that's why we want them to be able to have this nice rough surface, so it's easy for them to stand, it's easy for them to get purchase on. So when we put the towel in here, Tippy digs this up instead, and that satisfies her desire to dig, but doesn't cause any problems for the puppies. So Tippy's eating well. Tippy can be something of a fussy eater. She usually prefers it if you come and feed her, but we do not encourage that. We want her to learn to eat on her own and be independent. So we leave the food out for her, and sometimes she'll give us a, I think you should come in and feed me. We ignore her, and of course in a matter of minutes then she starts eating on her own. So she's eating about 3 times more than what she normally eats. Tippy came with perhaps being somewhat overweight, so she has lots of reserves to draw on. So whereas Juniper, who was here at a perfect weight, if maybe a smidge underweight, we feed Juniper 3-4 times as much as she normally eats. Tippy's getting about 3 times as much as she would eat, and she has slightly leaner options. So she has more turkey, she has mostly more turkey, less high-fat foods such as duck and goose and pork, which are the things that we tend to give Juniper more frequently because we want Juniper to gain a bit of weight, and we want to be sure that Tippy does not become any more overweight. When she goes home, she won't be having babies for more than a year, and so that gives us lots of time to get her down into beautiful, good weight condition. So it's really important that you don't overfeed your dogs, because obesity is rampant with dogs and the leading cause of most dog deaths that are early, and other related problems. Lots of problems with their joints too. So you may do everything right in terms of your puppy's hips while they're a puppy, but you also have to be cognizant that when they're older, you don't want them walking, carrying excess weight. And if you see Tippy right now, I cannot feel her ribs, that means she's overweight. I can't feel her backbone, I can't feel her ribs. I don't want them to be protruding and just barely have cover on them, but I need to be able to feel them for her to be at the proper weight. So Miss Tipster is headed for a diet once she's finished here. So good thing she can't understand what I'm saying, because that might not make her very happy. Right now she has a really good appetite because she is feeding the puppies. It's much easier once they've weaned the puppies to talk them into eating a little less food. So these little puppies are a week old, and in the first week, basically what they do is eat, sleep, repeat. That's it. They don't have many other activities. They're far more mobile now. So now if we have a puppy that's over, say, by where my foot is and Tippy's over here, they can find their way back without any problem. They no longer need us to come in and give them assistance. Now sometimes they get themselves in a little bit of an upset because they're scared and they can't, their noses aren't telling them where anybody is. Then we'll come in and we'll move them back. So what we're doing now is we're handling the puppies more frequently. So we pick them up more often during the day. We do a few more things with them where we put them upside down. We also turn them in a way that they wouldn't normally be turned. Things like this, just to give them what we call early neurological stimulation. So we also put their paws on something that's a little bit damp and cool, and we give them different surfaces that they can feel and be on top of. Very, very brief periods of time, but it's just to start exposing them to different things. It is primarily, in my opinion, helps to desensitize them and become more accustomed to being comfortable around new situations. There are some studies that initially said that this type of early neurological stimulation made the puppies more robust in terms of physical qualities, but there's nothing to prove that. There is no scientific evidence. And I have to say, it doesn't make much sense to me that that would help their hearts be any stronger than they were otherwise. Nonetheless, it certainly is good for them in terms of desensitization. It certainly doesn't do them any harm, and it's something that we've always done with our puppies. And our puppies generally are beautifully socialized and desensitized when they go home. So it's something that we continue to do, right? Yeah, that's a good girl, Tippy. Now I want to talk to you briefly just about getting your house ready to welcome your new puppy. So the families will all get a video from me that goes into more detail on this. But what you want to do is take everyone in your family, or just yourself if it's just you, and start walking around your house. Take a look and decide, are there going to be dog-free zones? If you have young children, or if you have a hobby that involves having things out a lot, then that might be an area to be a dog-free zone. If your children can't be trusted or relied on to pick their toys up all the time, pick their clothes and their shoes up regularly, then just designate that as a dog-free zone and start now getting your dogs, not your dogs, but your children, used to always closing their bedroom door. Because if they leave the door open, you know that's the first place the puppy's going to go. Because wherever you don't want them to go is always the first place that they do tend to be attracted to. Similarly, if you have perhaps your home office that has a lot of cords and cables, and you leave your files on the floor, or if you were a designer and you had boards on the floor with different samples, if you have books of carpet samples and wallpaper, that is probably an area you want to have as a dog-free zone. Or if the dog is going to come in with you and work in that home office, you're going to want to use the X pen that comes in your puppy starter kit to ensure that your puppy does not have access to those valuable things. I'm a quilter, and so there's pins, there's fabric, patterns, things are always all over the place. I tend to make quite a mess when I'm quilting. So I have my X pen strung right across our family room, and that way the puppies, or our dogs, and I do this still to this day for our adult dogs as well, cannot get behind the X pen and start walking around in those areas and potentially step on a pin or a needle or get into any sort of trouble or eat my fabric, which I would prefer they didn't do. So start doing that, going and checking those areas in your house. And then also start looking around for where are you going to set them up to eat, because you want them to be in a nice quiet area without distractions, but where you are still going to be in very close proximity. So lots of times around meals, that's a really good time to have your phone or your tablet and browse through your emails while you're waiting for your puppy to eat. So you're here, your puppy's here, your puppy knows you're right there beside them, so they're comfortable enough to settle down and eat. You have something you can do. The laundry room is a great room because you can be folding laundry while the puppy is in there. Might not be ideal to turn the washing machine on for the first little bit until your puppy is really settled into their good routine. But somewhere where you've got something to keep you occupied, but the puppy is away from distractions, particularly from children who might be playing or making a lot of noise, because you don't want them to be distracted when they're eating. You want them to see their food, get down to it, and consume what they have to eat in about 10 or 15 minutes, and then you can go on with your day, after you take them out to pee, of course. And that's the next thing. You're going to want to find a door that is convenient for everyone, and especially for your puppy, to be the door that they always go out of to go to the bathroom. Somewhere where you can get to quickly, everyone can open the door, the puppy is able to get there without there being something blocked off to stop their access to it. So you know when they go there, that means they want to go out and go to the bathroom. So those are the general types of things you want to start looking at for your house. The other thing is you want to start looking at puppy proofing your house. So just imagine you're having a baby and a baby without a diaper. So if you have any area rugs or mats, those you're going to want to roll up and put away for the first 4 to 6 months, because what it is when a dog is being house trained is you're training them to go on a different surface. So if you have hardwood or tile and you have an area rug, to the dog that area rug reads as grass. That's why that's where dogs go to throw up and go to the bathroom, because they believe they are on the surface they're supposed to go to the bathroom on. They believe that that's the safe zone and the proper zone for them. So they don't recognize that grass is only outside and that it's really actually outside that they go. They just are knowing what the different surfaces are. So you want to put all of those away. You want to figure out where you're going to put your remote controls, where your cell phones are going to go, your shoes, all those types of things that you don't want the puppy to be able to get into. And start making some decisions about, is the puppy going to be allowed on the furniture or not? If you can't decide, you're not sure what makes you happy, start with the not, and then if you don't like that and you want to change to the can, that's really easy. It's really hard and very confusing if you go from sure you can be on the furniture and sit on my lap to hey, no, you're not allowed up here. That is a tough thing to do. But you know, dogs can learn very easily that some things are okay and some aren't. So we allow our dogs on some of our furniture in our main living area, and other pieces of furniture they're not allowed on. And they know full well which ones are okay and which ones aren't. And it's not a difficult thing to teach them. You just have to be consistent and not ever say, oh, well, it's okay this time. Because as soon as you do that, they'll remember that, and they'll remember that more than anything else. So that's just a few things to start keeping in mind. The video will give you some more hints and tips and tricks, and you can watch the video as many times as you like. And it's a fun thing to do as a family. It's a great activity to get you all together, where you all get on the same page and start thinking about your puppy together as a family unit. So now let's talk about each of these puppies, because those are the really fun part of it. So pretty much without exception, they've all doubled their weight in this first week, which is really great. We aim for them to double their weight within the first 10 days. There's a couple who are a few grams shy, but generally speaking, most of them are right around doubling their birth weight. So that's ideal. That's the goal. So everybody's right on track for that. That's the biggest milestone in the first week. Next week, the milestone will be more fun because it will involve eyes opening. So we'll do the puppies in birth order, as we will for every video. And we are going to start with Mr. Blue Collar. And Mr. Blue Collar is the only boy in this litter. And here he is here, hiding behind me. Hi, sweetheart. And Mr. Blue Collar is this beautiful chocolate party puppy. Now all of these puppies are chocolate. That is the only color that Dakota can produce, and Tippy herself is also a chocolate, even though she's faded to this gorgeous sort of biscuit color, just like her mama Ripple. And right next door is Juniper, and Juniper is Tippy's half-sister. So we have both of Ripple's daughters here having their puppies right now. So this little handsome fellow, he's got really a lovely symmetrical marking on his face there with his party markings. Lots of pretty spots on the back here. Really a beautifully marked little pup. And this little fellow is now 484 grams. So he's just doing beautifully with his weight gain. He has more than doubled his birth weight. Next we have Pink Color Girl. And now all the rest of these puppies are girls in this litter, because Mr. Blue is our only boy. Come here, sweetheart. Pink Color Girl. She's our pretty little chocolate tuxedo girl. And tuxedo is when we have white on the face, white on the head that comes around, goes around the neck, white on the chest, as we have here, and white halfway up all four paws. And then this little lady also has a beautiful little white tip at the end of her tail there. Beautifully marked little puppy, again, very symmetrical. All these puppies have beautiful symmetrical markings. Tippy herself is got quite beautiful symmetrical markings, so she definitely gave that to all of her children here in this litter. And Miss Pink Color Girl is now 461 grams. So just a little bit shy of doubling her birth weight, but you can see that her coat's beautiful, rich and glossy, and her body condition is lovely. It's nice and plump. She's just in really great shape. Just a beautiful puppy. Next we have Red Color Girl. And Red Color Girl is right here, right? Yes, you are Red Color Girl. Red Color Girl is also a chocolate, or not also a chocolate tuxedo. This is our chocolate tri. And a tri is that she is a phantom, as well as she has all this beautiful white marking on her. So were she not a phantom, then she would be a tuxedo. Such a pretty little puppy. And she has this absolutely adorable little beauty spot here. So you can see her phantom markings on the side of her face there, and of course on her paws here. So she's got lots of big white, then she's got her phantom tan points, and then back to her chocolate coloring. Beautiful white that streams down from her head there. And then we've got the phantom markings under the tail, white tip on the tail, phantom markings again on the hind legs. And then on the chest here, we have all white. So you can't actually see her phantom chest markings because she has so much white on her there. Just an absolutely stunning puppy, beautiful broad head, and gorgeous body condition. Also just a beautiful puppy. Oh yes. So that's our Red Color Girl coming in at 511 grams. Yeah. So she too has more than doubled her body weight. Yeah, that's her baby. Did you come to make sure I was doing everything right? Did you want to go over there? Next we have Purple Color Girl. And Purple Color Girl was our tiny little one in the litter. And this little gal is just doing so well. So at first when she was so small, we used to help her. We used to come and make sure that she was having a spot at the milk bar. We don't need to do that anymore. She has lots of tenacity and she's just doing great. She is up to 345 grams. So she has more than doubled her birth weight. Oh no, she hasn't, not quite. She was 190, my mistake, sorry. So she's getting very close though. Really, I'm quite surprised she has gained so much because she is such a little tiger. So she is a beautiful chocolate phantom. So she's the same as Red Color. She just doesn't have all the white markings on her. She has the traditional phantom markings, and you can see those beautiful chits above the eyebrows. She's going to be just a stunning puppy, really, really pretty little girl. And we're just so proud of her for what wonderful job she's done. Just a best little girl ever. Next we have Yellow Collar. And Yellow Collar is also a chocolate phantom. There we go, sweetheart. I just put you over there because you're Yellow Collar over here. Here we go. And Yellow Collar is also really, some breeders are going to call this girl a tri because she does have the white markings on her. So she has the white on the top of her head there, white all around the face, beautiful amount of white on the chest, under the chin there, and then she has her gorgeous phantom tan points on her feet there, and little bit of white toes showing through, and no white tip on her tail, and then of course phantom markings under her tail. That's the vent area. And now her eyebrows are not as predominant as purple collars are, but those will probably begin to show up a little bit more as she gets a bit older. And yellow collar is 414 grams, so getting pretty close to doubling her birth weight. And then last but not least is Kipling. Kipling is also green collar, but we've named Kipling Kipling because I think she resembles a leopard with her spots. Yet I do. And Rudyard Kipling is the author of the Jungle Book. So we've nicknamed her Kipling. Normally we never name them, but every now and then somebody gets a name. This little tank is 443 grams. She's just a solid little puppy, and she is a kind of a cutie pie. So she's very different in her markings. And you can see she has one brown ear and one white ear, but she has the two brown patches over her eyes. And if you look really carefully, you'll see she has, oh, look at that, a hint of phantom going on there or something. We're not sure exactly what that might be. It's on this side too. It's very small. I suspect she probably is a full phantom. You just can't see it all because she has white. Everywhere else you would see that those phantom markings. But if you look under her tail, there is phantom markings there too. And no, that's not poop stains. That is actual phantom marking. But she definitely has a really interesting coat. Beautiful high set ears, which is part of the Australian Labradoodle breed standard, and a lovely nice big blocky head. So that's our little Kipling girl, quite an interesting little one with her interesting pattern. So that is all of the puppies in our dipped in chocolate litter, and I hope that you enjoyed our update on them all. In this litter, we are going to be retaining one of the puppies for our Van Isle Labradoodle program. And so we'll be looking for a guardian home for one of these puppies. If you're interested in being a guardian, you have to live within a 2-hour drive of Duncan on Vancouver Island, and you do have to be on Vancouver Island. Drop me an email at Claire, C-L-A-I-R-E, at vanisleLabradoodles.com, and we'll be happy to share with you some information on what is involved in being a guardian puppy. These puppies are going home on August the 6th, I believe it is, so you would need to be prepared to be bringing a puppy home around that time. And we do have one opening still in Tippy's half-sister Juniper's litter. So if you're interested in a puppy who's going to be going home at the end of July and is a red puppy in a mini size, again, use that same email and or go to our website and click on the application link, and we'll be happy to see if we can match you with one of those puppies or one of our upcoming litters in the fall. If you live in the United States, we are able to arrange for transportation for your puppy to you, or anywhere throughout Canada. We can either ship the puppy to you or send the puppy with our flight nanny, or even better, we'll have you come here and enjoy visiting beautiful Vancouver Island so we get to meet you as well. So we hope you enjoyed the video. Give us a thumbs up if you did, and we'll see you again next week, and we'll see who has their eyes open. Thanks so much for watching.